There is a tale of passion and betrayal that's etched itself into history. Tom Dooley was a man engulfed in a love triangle, but he found his fate sealed at the gallows. His tragic story, fueled by heart-wrenching deceit, marked him a figure of timeless folklore. 1844 in the hill country of Wilkes County, North Carolina. He was thought to be the youngest of three brothers and one sister. Tom grew up and attended school with Ann Foster and a couple of her cousins, Laura and Pauline Foster. And as they grew older, Tom and Ann apparently became intimate. Ann's mother had caught Tom in bed with her when she was just 14 and Tom 12. Now Tom, he was thought to have a high literacy, which was highly unusual considering his upbringing. He was also a well-known musician and was considered by those that knowed him as a ladies' man. March the 15th, 1862, Tom joined the Confederate Army. He lied about his age. He was still only 17 at the time. But he joined in as a private in Company K, 42nd North Carolina Infantry Regiment. Ann Foster had married an older man by the name of James Melton. He was a farmer and a cobbler and a neighbor to both families, the Dooleys and the Fosters. Melton, also a veteran of the Confederate Army, and he took part in the Battle of Gettysburg. Him and Tom both were both captured and sent to a northern prison camp, and they was both released at the end of the war. Some reports show that Ann married James before the war, and that Tom shared their home and eventually took to sharing a bed with Ann, albeit James's blessing. Shortly after he returned, Dooley rekindled his affair with Ann, and with the reputation of being a reckless when it come to women, it wasn't long before he began a relationship with Laura Foster, Ann's cousin. And folklore has it that Laura got pregnant, and her and Tom, well, they was going to elope. And on the morning of May the 25th, 1866, Laura slipped out from home and rode off on her daddy's horse. And she was never to be seen alive again. It's not truly known what all happened that day, but many implicated Ann Melton. Some say Ann murdered Laura out of jealousy, because Tom was going to marry her, and they say that Tom suspected Ann had killed her, but he still loved Ann enough to take the blame. It was Ann's own account that led to the discovery of Laura's body, pointing further suspicion at Ann. And Ann's own cousin, Pauline, testified that Ann had shown her the grave so she could make sure it was well hidden. It's also said that Tom was intimate with Pauline, and the whole triangle had contracted syphilis. It's assumed Tom contracted it from Pauline, which he spread it among the rest of them. And some feel this could be a good motive for murder. Some claim Tom thought Laura gave him the disease, and he was reported saying, "I'm going to kill the one that gave me the pock." Three months after her disappearance, Laura was dug up from the grave. Her badly decomposed body was identified from the clothing she wore, but it was confirmed she had suffered a stab wound under her breast. It remains unclear of Tom's role in the murder, but after the killing he visited the home of his relative, Thomas Dula, and he fled the area before Laura's body was found, after the locals had accused him of killing her. And he called himself Tom Hall, and he worked for about a week for a Colonel, James Grayson, just across the state line in Trade, Tennessee. Once Dooley's identity was known, Grayson helped the Wilkes County posse bring him in. After Tom's arrest, former North Carolina Governor Zebulon Vance represented him, and up until the end of his life, he proclaimed that Dooley was an innocent man. He did succeed in having the trial moved from Wilkesboro to Statesville, because he was convinced Dooley wouldn't get or receive a fair trial in Wilkes County. Nevertheless, Tom was convicted, and although he was granted a new trial on appeal, he was convicted again. And on Dooley's word, Ann Melton was acquitted. As Tom stood at the gallows, it's reported that he said, "Gentlemen, I did not harm a single hair on that fair lady's head." And he was hung on May 1st, 1868, at the age of 23, nearly 2 years after Laura's murder. Doola's sister and her husband retrieved his body for burial. Some reports claim that before Ann's death, she admitted to being the one who killed Laura, but the accusation remains unclear. In 2001, the citizens of North Wilkesboro presented a petition to North Carolina Governor Mike Easley, asking that Tom Dooley be pardoned, but no action was taken. Tom was acquitted of all charges after a petition was sent around Wilkes County and the county seat. However, this action was unofficial and had no legal standing. A man by the name Thomas C. Land wrote a song titled Tom Dooley about Dooley's tragedy soon after the hanging. Combined with the widespread media that the trial received, Land's song further cemented Dooley's place a North Carolina legend. In 1958,